Yeah. And then what time did you guys wake up though?
Technically 4:30.
Yeah. Same here.
Well, like 5:40, 5:43. I set like 3 alarms in a second.
Mine just one. I said, I hear it, I'm up. Let's go.
But I don't trust myself with just one alarm. There has to be three consecutive 2 minutes apart. It's stuck.
I was able to wake up on just the one, so that was fine. But yeah, I was like, I was supposed to at least be in bed by like 10:30.
Not happening. Damn. I was telling the guys right now, I was watching the YouTube video because we're watching this guy does no challenges of traveling the world. And she's like, are you watching this? I'm like, yeah, but my mind was here already. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yellow Civic. What?
Who's gonna be there tomorrow? Yeah.
Who's gonna be there tomorrow?
Yeah.
They're on the island right now.
Yeah.
No, I just want to say thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
It's a big commitment. It's a big commitment, and
Gets me out of the house.
we're recording, so careful.
It's alright.
Mention it to your wife.
She don't watch your YouTube channel.
Hey, she'll watch this one.
Yeah. That's gonna stay.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Frank. Yeah, man. Just
I haven't been to a lot of these spots.
there's some nice canyons, man. Like that was a small one. Obviously, Ortega is more tight and technical. Those sketchers, you gotta respect them more. One time I interviewed a guy. I'm blanking on his name right now, but he was on his Integra, and we met up in La Habra. He's like, hey, let me take you to my road. And I know La Habra area. Like, okay. It's like we were in the middle of Angeles Crest. I was just like, what the hell? I was like, yeah, man, this is my little hidden road. And I was like, well, that's cool, you know?
Yeah,
When I exited coming down here, I was by Honors OC. What's his name?
Oh yeah. On Chapman, yeah.
Yeah, that's what when I got off, I was like, oh shit, okay, I can recognize the area.
Yeah, I've never been to like this far. My kids went to Santa Canyon College over here.
Okay, right here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why he said, oh yeah, no, it's past that one. I'm like, oh, okay, I've never been to that one. And then he showed me a clip of that small video clip. I was like, this looks like in Japan. And he goes, yeah, that's a nice canyon over there. I was like, wow. Yeah, I've never been that far.
Yeah, on the thing when you mentioned Orange Circle though, I was picturing Orange Circle, Old Town Orange Circle.
So originally it was a plan, but again, last night I was nervous, guys. I was like, oh man, what if it doesn't work? What if all these what ifs? And it doesn't help again when somebody sends me a video of cars crashing at the canyon. Hey, take a look at this.
I didn't send that to scare you. Drivers.
But still, she's like, okay.
Be aware of the other drivers, right?
But I was already like, actually, we got lucky. That wasn't that many cars on that canyon. There's been times where like
there was more cars on the freeway than I thought.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, because when we started spreading out, and people were coming up quick on us.
that did not work.
That
did not work.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And that's why I had to hurry up a little because this guy behind me was like, oh, I was like,
Dude, that's what I was.
Liar! You wanted to track D-Tech. That's what you wanted to do.
Like, dude, people are coming up fast on me. I didn't even realize it was off. I was like, damn, dude.
And that's why I told Gus, I think Louis, he has to come up like in front of me, right? And then I didn't
That's when I fucking finally realized. And I was like, dude, I don't think nothing's going on, man.
off, yeah.
How many times was I talking, bro? And I told him as soon as we made our right debris, we lost Louis.
Dude, I had no idea. And I had it clipped right here, so at least
Yeah.
right away. But I didn't realize that. I guess what it times out if you don't like.
I don't know. It's just supposed to stay on. And I changed batteries for this specific event, and
Yeah, because it wasn't like the battery died. Because once I put it back,
it would keep dying. So I don't know if I messed with the settings because somebody was trying to coordinate the other. See, once I get it to work, I don't mess with it. This guy's like, hey, change it to this. I'm like, I don't know how to change it, but let's figure it out. So I must have put a timer or something. Like, oh my god.
No, the phone works really good though. Yeah, that guy was
no, that was a good idea with the phone. But then you lost signal, right?
Yeah, right when we went to the canyon.
Oh, the canyon.
But everything else was good because you guys could hear me.
Yeah, and then if anything, if I couldn't hear you, then
Well,
I could hear them.
hey,
Me, nothing.
I'm like, your phone.
yeah.
You're like,
Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, I got on it.
Until then, I could see you on the group call though.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I wasn't
yeah.
on at all. I was
Oh.
off until he told me like roll down the windows like, hey, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
See, okay, that was weird because the entire time I could see you
Really?
on the group call.
I didn't see him for a while.
Yeah, I saw him on the call, and then like they would tell me when you were talking, and they were like, "Hey," so it kind of worked out one way or another.
All I know, I saw Gus's hands. They're like, that's it. That's all I needed to know.
Yeah.
Hopefully I didn't fumble that
No,
one.
you guys were so zoned in. When I was trying to tell you guys, like, hey, come here. You guys are like this. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, and you guys have mics. And I was like, that was fun. It was fun.
No, at some point I forgot that you have to. Well, I don't know. It's probably just my fault. But the speaker was wrong. It was like
Yes,
down.
automatically goes
Yeah,
too
so
off.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh shoot! So that's why I couldn't hear you.
And I
guys.
pressed it too, and I was like, hey, can you guys hear me? And I heard nothing back. I was like,
Oh, probably
I'm just
that's-
following this guy right now.
Yeah, mine patched
You're like,
into
did
my
I make that
head
battle
unit.
of a first impression to all of them, you know?
Yeah.
Mine at least patched into the head unit so I could hear it good. But yeah, it was just between the walkie-talkie, yours just kept
It's
talking.
bad.
So I was like, I think we were the most coordinated until we got to the freeway.
Until we started
Oh,
driving.
yeah.
Because the freeway.
That was the most compliments that we
I was
got.
like,
It was like, you guys
oh,
are
man.
perfect, speed,
a
everything
lot
perfect.
of it.
And then once we got to the freeway, everything fucking stopped.
He's like throwing the paper like,
The perfect stop, huh? I hope we didn't get any audio because I'm sure that's a blackmail for me for the next 3 years, bro.
Because dude, that's when all the OC, all the Ford lines.
I was like, why is
everybody's,
Art
fucking
at the
coming up
front?
on us and everything.
Art, what are you doing? Louis, get in front of Art. And then you call me, hey, what time is Louis gonna go? Louis, you're in the call, get in front.
I didn't hear anything, dude. That's why I thought it was like so weird. I was like, what the hell was going on? I didn't hear.
You know what's
anything.
funny though? Like to me, the best thing about it was like you guys are able to just have conversations so smoothly. Not once that like when we were shooting and like I told you, thank you Frank, when we're shooting and doing the drone stuff, you guys are just talking. And I really wish that's what I wanted to get in the video, but it's difficult to bring it out organic, but when you guys like talking about like your homie who is in Kentucky or whatever, and doing FaceTime,
Oh, yeah.
like all that, I'm like it's rare, and I don't know if this is a guy thing, but it's very rare that people can just meet and start talking nonstop.
I think it's also because a lot of us are coming from that era, that same era. So we kind of know who's who, what was what of that time. So yeah, we kind of relate.
But that's dope, man. Like just
It's like when you first buy our cars and asked us to like list out the things in the car. I'm sure each of us probably forgot certain things about the cars. Like I looked at my list after and I'm like, dude, I left out like 75% of my cars.
Oh, yeah.
Because when you're on the spot, it's one thing. But like when you're behind or just talking, it's a totally different thing. Like if I start interviewing you now, I'm sure it's a different thing when you're behind the camera versus in front. Which reminds me, I'm gonna interview you one time too.
let's make it happen. My car's not good looking, but let's make it happen. Yeah, I'm sure people are gonna be like, oh, let me see their power setup, their engine, things like that. It's like it's only so much energy, it's only so much
Just
time.
link them to the video that already exists.
I guess, but at the same time, it's like I also want to enjoy the morning, That's ultimately. So I was stressing, and my wife's like, hey, if it works out, works out. It is what it is, I'm just
But even if there was like a blooper as part of it, so because you're about to see something that you don't get to see unless you sit down like this. But if you're having those conversations how we're sitting, that makes it more enjoyable. Like it was natural.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it's scripted. Like, hey, read the script. It was all natural.
Are you guys gonna get the script over the email?
No, I threw it away.
I don't know.
It's a lot more relatable because it's just a couple of guys. We all can relate because of the cars, the era, the passion. It's just like we talked about it before. We're all car people to the point where anybody who has an interest in cars, you can walk into Top Run, connect at any point, at any time. We can totally talk about these guys in the Corvettes and stuff. The Porsche guys that come home.
I know, like the old guy with the vintage.
Oh yeah, he hung.
Oh,
Yeah, he
he
hung.
was in like a older first gen Porsche.
Yeah.
The one that's worth all of our cars combined.
Yeah, that and more.
And more.
Assuming it's out there.
Cool.
If it's a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the fake thing, bro.
Yeah, we'll still blow up our own cars.
For the record, I'm very disappointed no one said Gone in 60 Seconds as their favorite movie.
It's alright.
Oh, what's the car name? It was
Eleanor?
Eleanor, yeah. I should have said that.
That was one too.
Like, way better than Fast and Furious, but I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
You
But as
weren't,
far as entering that era,
you weren't old enough.
I don't care. It's still the best movie ever.
No, because you know what, at that time, you know why we always said Fast and Furious, and now I was thinking about that.
But
But
you
then, to be honest, that is what kind of like moved a lot of people forward.
Everything.
Yeah.
That's what brought it made. 'Cause
Yeah.
People were racing Hondas in the 90s.
But see,
Ontario.
That was
Ontario,
that's why I
man.
said
That was
Yeah.
the only reason I didn't
Yeah, I was
point
part of
to
that.
Fast and Furious as it, because we were already in the scene, already doing it when that movie came out,
Right.
and it was almost like, okay, finally we have a movie calling
Oh,
out
yeah,
our
yeah, yeah,
culture and what we're doing. But then when the movie came out, it was like, we're not spray painting start lines. We don't got girls in
Yeah.
skirts and
Yeah,
DJs
yeah.
at the party.
Yeah,
It's
they
like,
kinda
okay,
went-
you know, fine.
It's
you know,
movie rather than
yeah,
Hollywood stuff.
Yeah.
you know, it is what it is, fucking,
Yeah.
you know. And then they start doing spy shit and stuff, and it's
Oh.
like, okay, you know. But I mean, what were all the movies that even just got you into cars all together? Not even just that, you know, because like I mentioned, you know, for me it was like even the older stuff, like even Smokey and the Bandit, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Cannonball Run. For me, it wasn't necessarily car movies, but any of those movies that had those epic car scenes.
Knight Rider, freaking Knight Rider, man.
yeah.
Come on.
Even like the silly Disney stuff, like Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo and stuff, you know.
Hey, what's that cartoon? The guy had a white helmet. It was a race
Speed
car.
Racer.
Yeah, Speed
Speed
Racer.
Speed
Racer?
Racer, yeah,
Yeah,
Speed
yeah.
Racer, there you
Yeah.
go.
I watched it in
Knight
Spanish.
Rider, what was it?
Rápido, racioso. I don't know how to say
Let's see.
How do you say that shit in Spanish?
Damn.
My bad, I took it out of it. No, but like that's that's the fun part.
But I mean, that was the thing. It was like there were so many car-related things when we were growing up. They weren't necessarily like car movies, but there were so many things that had iconic car scenes.
Or just the cars themselves.
Yeah. Like
Oh, another one. I'm sorry to cut you off, but another one that got my attention back. It was not an older movie, but it's called was it Ford versus Ferrari?
yes.
Oh, Ferrari versus
The
Ford.
one that came out
original.
within the past 5 years?
Yeah, this is with Matt Damon, I think.
Oh yeah, that one was
Yeah.
that one
You
was
know what I
well
mean?
done.
That was a fantastic.
You never seen that one? It's like 5 years old. It's a really good one.
It's a good one.
Ford versus Ferrari.
You like it? I think it's like a 3-hour movie. I think something like that. It's like almost like
It's a-
Titanic, like
It's a
the
good
long
one.
stretch of a movie.
Yeah,
But it's
I'm aware of it, I just haven't seen it.
Huh?
good.
Yeah,
Ford
it's,
versus Ferrari, it's a great movie.
especially if you know the history and then seeing it in film, it's like, whoa.
And just to acknowledge that Ferrari got beat by Ford, the owner, the one that started it, he tipped his hat like, you did your thing, Ken Block, I think, or Ken Miles, sorry. The original driver of that, wherever they, you know, they
Was
the
it with
actor.
the GT40?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
original.
The development of the GT40 specifically to beat Ferrari at Le Mans.
Yeah,
by
because
the American company.
Ford was
backed by
supposed to
Ford.
buy Ferrari, and at the very last minute, Enzo Ferrari said, "I'm not selling it to you." Like literally,
No way.
at the
Bankrupt.
11th hour. So that pissed off Ford, and Ford said, "Fine, we're gonna beat you." And not only are we gonna beat you, we're gonna annihilate you in the Le Mans. And they won like 4 years in a row.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 4 years in a row.
I saw a documentary about it, but I know there was a movie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be good then.
Like-
And then behind the scenes too was it Ken Miles was the driver, but behind the scenes, Ford, because of all their bureaucracy, kept Miles from getting the spotlight
Yeah.
that he deserved, because he was instrumental in developing the GT40 and making it the winner that it was. But they didn't like him because he was not like a Ford type personality.
Yeah, his attitude, his persona wasn't for
It was very
Ford.
British.
Yeah,
It's not American.
yeah,
And
and
he
then
spoke his mind, and they
Yeah.
didn't like what he potentially said about things like that. Like the first time he met the guy who helped design the Mustang,
Yeah.
he just talked down the Mustang way down, and the guy just didn't like him from that.
Yeah.
And so it was just like a back
yeah,
and
check
forth.
it out. You like it?
Yeah, they developed the GT program in like 2 years. They turned it around in 2 years. It's crazy to think about.
And what Carol Shelby,
Yeah.
Carol Shelby was the guy who Shelby motor cars. He was the one who backed him, and Ken Miles was like like his good friend and his test driver and everything at the time. And so Shelby was backing him out. He's like, look, this is the best driver that you're gonna put behind any car.
Yeah.
He knows this car better than anything.
And then there was a scene, multiple scenes where they're testing the car, and it wasn't for Ken Miles to do it. But he said, he got the helmet, he's like, no, I'm doing this. Like, I'm driving it. And then the VP of Ford, he's like, no. And he's breaking records at that track, at that split moment. And it just tells you, like, mind-blowing how Ken Miles' mindset was, like, developed to be that person as a driver.
So they were developing the car, but really had some other driver in mind?
Yeah, driving it, but wasn't doing what Miles says. This has potential, has more potential. I know what I'm talking about. And he'll listen to the motor, he's like, oh my God, you see it? You're okay. I mean, another movie too, not too much of it, the Gran Turismo that came out.
I haven't seen it. Okay.
It's middle, but not Ford versus Ferrari, but it's a good concept. Yeah.
Also, another good movie. It's not a car movie, but just a great car sequence. Ronin. With Robert De Niro. Excellent car sequence. And then most of the ones that they remade with the horse minis, with the Mini Coopers.
Oh,
Like
I know what.
Italian Job?
Yes.
Italian Job. The original Italian Job.
That one's good.
Was the original
That
Mini
one's good.
Coopers, and then they remade it using the newer Mini Coopers.
So overall, guys, it was fun.
Oh,
Watching all those movies it just connects everybody. Like how the energy is here, you know. And I love it, you know. And again, thank you for the invitation. I would do it anytime, even if I'm an extra in the background. I don't care. It's just the vibe that we had. It was good.
Thank you.
You know, it don't always be like 100 cars. It could be 2, 3, 4 cars. Obviously, you've seen it. It's just the vibe is amazing. You know, you just want to surround yourself like that, and hopefully it just kind of grows from there.
yeah.
And Gus and Frank, hands down.
Frank, bro. No, Frank.
No, but
Frank is
Sorry.
Frank's eating. Don't make Frank talk right now. He's has.
No, actually, I did want to just share something.
We're all waiting. Take your time. Don't joke. The last thing I want is for him to joke. Oh, you see the camera? Hey, who knows CPR? Who knows CPR?
What I'm doing is really off because of you guys and everyone else that I kind of meet.
It's us, man. Your pictures, your videos, everything is you.
Yeah. I just want to say that like you guys actually, you know, as a whole, maybe more, but yeah, like you guys are very welcoming and it's been nothing but positive. So I appreciate you guys for like just
Let's get the hands now.
No, but that's good though.
No, that's cool, man. I appreciate you.
I think what you guys doing, you guys
Yeah, man, for sure.
If you didn't say that, I had no idea that you had no like passion for cars or anything before this.
Yeah.
I think you were natural.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is all because
Absolutely.
Hi, Art. Praise me. That was fun. The weather cooperated.
Yeah.
I'm glad there was no crazy drivers. Nah, this is cool, man. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna take you guys up on the idea of like if I do more like from one place to a coffee shop, invite only. This is the only thing that my only reservation with that is kind of like you mentioned right now that sometimes you see a community or group and you're like, oh, I'm an outsider, right? And so one thing that I always never wanted was to exclude somebody. And for us, you know, to gather ourselves or go to a meeting and record, oh, what was that? Oh yeah, it was Gus. Invite only though. That I would never want anything for me because I've been there where like you have to like set up cars, right? My car's parked right in the middle of all 4 of you guys. Record, they skip mine, record. Like always feeling excluded. And so that's the only, I guess, reservation that I have. That yes, you can control the people, the type of people that come in, but at the same time, there's a lot of people that support the channel, support me, support everybody, who's gonna be like, oh, I guess you have to be in the cool club, otherwise I'm not part of it. And I would never want anybody to feel that way.
You don't want to host an event? It's easy.
It sounds easy, but the way my mind works, that's why I was going to sleep at 1 in the morning. I'm like, what if this happens? What if that happens? You know, like I take on more liability than I should.
You get
That's what it
insurance.
comes down to, especially nowadays, the liability.
Yeah.
That's what it becomes. Because at the end of the day, if something happens, people point fingers at, well, it's
Organize
the event.
Organize it.
Yeah.
And to me, it's always, I mean, whenever I've met with you guys to do interviews, it's always let me try to reach where you live as much as I can, get you in and get you out. Because we know the type of cars that we're driving, we know the attention that we get. And I wouldn't want a normal person to come and hit your car under my watch or work, because then it's like, damn, like if that happens when you're out and about on your own, that's whatever. But when you're with me, making the time for me, I have that sense of responsibility to you.
But with that note though, but that comes with as us going to you or whoever, because we know what we got into. You know, in a way. 'Cause I saw that deep breath that you're about to say. I saw that. Yeah. You know, but
I'll tell you why.
yeah,
Ownership of this.
yeah, like
But that's because
You take them out, you know, anytime could be their last time on the road.
yeah, I can park in on the I can park in the road and somebody can hit me.
But that's when you guys are going out and about. That's great.
Correct.
But when you guys are making time for me again, I take more of that liability responsibility, right? And yes, maybe to you it's like, oh no, I'm good. But there's always somebody.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
There's always
Absolutely.
somebody. And I experienced that in the interview that I did with Punks, ECK. You know, the cop was behind us, and he took the dip a little faster than he should because he wanted to avoid the orange light. And so it cracked his lip. And so off camera, I kept telling him like, hey man, like, let me pay for it, you know? He's like, no, you're good. I'm like, okay, well, let me
And
give
then
you...
everybody on.
Well, yeah, hold on,
Yeah.
but I was like, let me give you half. Like, no. It got to the point that Hung looked at me and said, Gus, you're starting to be disrespectful. I told you, we're good. And I was like, okay, my bad, you know? And then we uploaded, and the comment section just ate me apart. Like, you are responsible for this. You are...
It's all, it's all right. It helped the algorithm though.
Yeah.
And Hung went in and commented like, hey, he actually offered to pay. I'm good, we're good.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Which made me feel good, but it left me a bad taste in my mouth because there's always somebody. And that person who comments with username 8562, you know, whatever, he's gonna come to me. He's gonna act a fool. He's gonna cause an accident or something like that, and he's gonna be the first one to be like, "Hey guys, you know, I'm starting this chat because I think Gus should be reliable," and you know, so it's like it kills the fun out of it, you know. So as much as I want to do
But
it,
at the end of the day, okay, you as an interviewer, you stepped up, took responsibility, went there and interviewed, you cleared it up,
Yeah.
you had it on video. You could have even edited it out and left that out and avoided
Right,
the entire
right.
issue. You left it in, and you could have even, at the end, you could have even sometimes, hey, me and Hum settled it, we're good.
people know how to read though.
Yeah.
It's true. It's very true. You could have even put it in all sorts of places, disclaimer, everything. But at the end of the day, you and Hum were good.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if anybody else.
Right.
You know, that's all that matters. Is you and Hum were good.
But you know what it is? I just don't want to go through that experience again.
Yeah.
Hey, I take it very personal.
Yeah. No, at some point though, but once you met the person involved, settle it or cool, that should. I know it's harder on your part because you know that's how you think. But if it's settled, hey, you know what? Who cares what he thinks? You know, I know the truth, and we're cool. At some point, you have to let it go.
I appreciate it, yeah. But that's the reason why. But no, I mean, in all honesty, I know I like to joke around a lot. I really, really wholeheartedly like.
It's almost like
cherish it.
anything with the internet. Don't read the comments.
Yeah, they will take you somewhere else. It literally will take you. I mean, I never read my comments. I just because not to trigger me, but then again, take a breather.
Just to trigger other people.
Yeah.
Some people post shit just to try and trigger people, man. We all know people like that.
Yeah.
We all
Hey, it is me. I'm not gonna lie about that.
We all know people who post shit just to trigger
I mean, if there's a really asinine comment, I'm like, let me make it worse.
An add-on.
Yeah,
You
just,
take the time to like write it properly too. It's like a long like
I don't know any other way. I just don't.
stuck in the forums like he would do like paragraphs and paragraphs.
But you know what? That helped my writing skills.
It did. Yeah.
Like, so you mentioned you're uncomfortable in front of the camera.
Yeah.
With me, I'm not. But I change, and then I become way more proper, and I start speaking as if I'm at work. But outside of that, I love to fuck around as much as this guy. Yeah.
The only reason I get really nervous around that, it's like I got to play soccer at a high level, and when I got interviewed, they will give me something in there where I can breathe and I'll still be shaking. And I'm like, even to now, you know, I like people taking pictures because I used to play soccer so much. I'll come out like a little newspaper, little things like that, little articles. And I'm like, so what do you want me to do? Just stand there. I'm like, okay, cool. And I'll move, like you moved. I'm like, what? Okay, so that means even to now, it's like, I feel uncomfortable around it, you know? So like, as I'm there, I'm like, dude, am I doing this right? What? I feel like, what was that movie?
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Pharaoh?
Oh, that's how I take a nice big gas.
And it goes to be like, you gotta bring them down. Okay, and I go again, you know, that's how my mind goes, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm doing this right, so whatever.
Yeah, I didn't know JV high school was high level, but you know.
Oh, it was. Yeah. But it wasn't because of that, you know, I just got interviewed, and I was never like good.
Your hands always went up like that?
Yeah,
that was a great game. I scored goals.
Yeah, three. No, it was 0.
Nah, this all came out great. We appreciate you guys, seriously. It's fun.
This is good too, because you could have also approached like just a group of people that hang out together all the time.
Nah.
But you put together a group of people that don't.
Yeah.
And this is good to see the different inputs, the different points of view.
And I
It's
wanted,
not just
in all honesty, I wanted to let civics, you know, but I couldn't come up with, I couldn't find colorful cars. The day that I saw Art for the first time, his car, I've seen his car before, but I was like a honey, man. Just, bam, like, hey, what's up, man? You want to be part of a video? He's like, sure. So it was cool, man, you know, so, no, it's fun. I won different chassis, I won different chassis represented, just different vibes, different people, but, yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. Maybe I'll consider me something more down the road, and hopefully people understand that if it's small and intimate, it's for that same reason that I don't want problems.
you could even approach it kind of like how Jerry Seinfeld does that comedians and cars do. You could do something similar, but like small scale, kind of like this. You just get a couple of people at a time, you know, small groups to a coffee shop, and then do that way you can not feel bad about taking people out. You can say, look, I keep it small so that way we don't have a lot of trouble on the road. It's easier to do a little small interview, and that way you can pick and choose, you know, just
Yeah.
keep it easy to manage.
Very well said. Well, I know you got a long drive. Everybody does.
Yeah.
Everybody.
And it's the thing, like, still, like, this small group is, like, perfect. You do another group like that, and vibe, and hopefully it vibes like that, great. And then now you know.
Hopefully they don't buy it. It's not getting fights.
Yeah, that one's not coming. No. Hopefully that's not coming.
Even if they fight, dude, every race crew I know was made up of guys who all wanted to beat each other up at one time or another, and then they all ended up in the same crew. Then they backed each other up. Two of my best friends in our crew back in the day wanted to beat each other up half of the time, dude.
But again, thank you guys. Thank you, man. I gotta keep going.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Gotta go back.
All you guys drive safe.
Great meeting you, Miguel.
Godspeed.
Yeah, me too, Art?
See you next time.
All right.
He's telling you to leave.
I'm like, wait, what are we doing?
I was like, no, I'm staying. You go.
Are you guys still hanging out?
I'm gonna hang out a
I'm
little
gonna
bit.
hang out a little bit more, yeah.
Yeah. I'm probably the only one that gotta leave.
I guess we're gonna go ahead.
Sorry about that, ladies. We're a little loud. Sorry about that. Yeah.
See you later, Art.
All right, guys.
Nice meeting you.
Aquí. The one that we wanted to leave didn't leave. Hey, wait outside the corner. We'll reconvene in 5 minutes.
Thank you, guys. Yeah.
Hey, man, take it easy. Let me move that chair. I'll sit over there. That's good.
Hey, what's pretty cool getting to know this area.
I like that canyon. That's a nice canyon.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's fun. I mean, like, there's so many. I was having this discussion with Frank. I'm like, you know, I'm not really creative, and he's like, no, I think what you're doing is, you know, takes somewhat of a creativeness, and I was like, I appreciate it, you know, but like, there's always like the idea of like what I want in my head to what it is, and
it's challenging when you don't have the resources or you don't have like, you know, like I told you guys, a van full of, you know, people, but like anything, that's why I'm so grateful with the videos that we have, because maybe in 15 years, people will be like, man, that's cheesy, like the audio's wrong, the angle's wrong, whatever. But in 15 years, like, I'll be, what, 48? You know, I'm gonna be like 50, you know? And to think that we made the time one morning to just hang out and take some shots, like that's...
You know, I gotta hand it to you guys though for the creativity, because like, okay, and I've said it before. Like when I take pictures of cars, for example, I tend to end up taking like the same angles and stuff over and over and over again, like the same 4 angles. No, but like you guys always end up finding the different angles, the creative eye, and the thing is that not everybody has that, you know. Like my wife, she'll take a shot and she'll like find something in the foreground to like shoot over or something, or you know, you guys will find something to like have like in the near ground or something out of, you know, slight out of focus, to have that in the focus. Like I don't have that, not everybody has that, but you guys have that eye to be able to, like when you take your drone shots, you know, like you know what you want in the shot, you have an idea of where you want the drone to be. No, seriously.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of glad you say that, but that's man, nothing is planned, and I'm always just like, oh my god, thankfully I got a little something, but like it's exactly like he says, like I have this vision, and like I always kind of end up disappointed because I'm like, man, how did I ruin it? It's not what I envisioned, and so
but
it's just so weird.
You have a starting idea and you work from that and you keep refining it, right? You gotta start somewhere. With you, same thing. You have an idea in your head and you work from it, and you know, you get there. One way or another, you get there, right?
Yeah.
Like for me, for me and my wife, we're doing that YouTube channel, right?
Which is awesome, yeah.
Yeah, and you know, I just got a DJI. You know, recently I was playing with the videos and stuff. We went to Japan, we did that Tokyo Disney and stuff, and we did some ride videos. After we did all the ride videos, all the room tours and everything, then I discovered all these other settings on the damn camera that would have helped for the entire damn trip. And I discovered it after we're back in the US. And my daughter, who helps us edit everything, she's like, Dad, you know, like when you move the camera around with the gimbal, she's like, it looks very mechanical, very stilted. And I'm like, yeah, I discovered all of the settings of it after we got back. And she's like, yeah, she goes, we need to work on that.
You know, I applaud you though for doing that, like going out there and recording, and it's difficult, man. It's difficult, and you're always out there. Like that's what's fun. You know, the fact that I was telling him, just because someone else is taking pictures or doing a video or things like that, like it doesn't take away from the other person. Everybody has a different view, a different point of attention, you know? I'm huge on Accords. Like anything that I want to do, I want to include an Accord because, you know, Civics Integras, they're day, you know, all day. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, just the community continues to show more love to that, and the aftermarket support. So whenever I can put a Prelude or an Accord there, like I always want to include it because it reminds me of the picture that you took for, was it Falcon Tire? Where there were so many, you didn't even have Falcon tires, huh?
No.
Oh, exactly. But he showed up. And they're like, hey, can we be part of it? And to this day, like, I vividly remember that picture way before I was even in the forums. And I remember thinking like, oh shoot, an Accord. Like, that's crazy. One person made it. And for a while I was like, is it an Accord? It is an Accord. And to then go to his events, because he knows how to, you know, set up events, and be like, hey, which one's your car? I didn't know, you know. And like, oh, it's that one with the Tiffany wheels. And I was like, okay, so I checked it out, and I was like, wait a minute, this is it. This is the same car from that shoe and then as I started learning, I went back, and that was the cool thing about forums. Not anymore, but up to like maybe like a couple of last years, I would go back to the forum on builds that I like from 2004, 2005, whatever pictures were. And I'm reading there. I'm reading. I'm like, okay, cool. This is what he did. You know, it's like all of that. So anytime I can put an Accord or a Prelude, you know, I have way more thoughts and way more ideas. I'm gonna keep trying, even if it's cheesy. It doesn't come out as clean as other people, or you know. But you know, half the battle is showing up. I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're right. I mean, Accords and Preludes definitely undervalued, underappreciated. They disappeared very quickly. But you know, they came. There's so many people who did really appreciate them, especially the ones that came in manual, because they were just undersold, really undersold.
What's interesting though is that what I've come to learn is that a lot of older enthusiasts who now have Integras and Civics, they started off with Accords because that was a family car. So the family car got handed down.
Yeah.
So they modified what they could, and then once they had the means of getting what they wanted, then they moved on to that. But a lot of them have origins with the Accord, and they have good memories to share the Accord.
I always get that. Oh yeah, I had one of these ones.
Or it had the cheaper insurance too, because it was the family sedan and stuff. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of like a teenager right now getting a new Accord. He's like, here's a family car, safe, and you know, yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy how like in 15 years from now, like these cars they're just getting so much rare, you know, and the style of it is so unique. They're aging so nicely. Like I really,
absolutely,
I enjoy the way like the '90s. Every car looks different. Civic, Integra, Accords. Like,
do you know why that is though?
No.
But the reason a lot of vehicles look the same now is because the crash standards are becoming more uniform. So rather than manufacturers designing vehicles that adhere to the new crash standards, they adopt and change up ever so slightly what already exists. So that's the reason a lot of cars look the same and repetitive and lack the soul that the 90s golden era has.
I hate to admit it, but that makes perfect sense because like at the last couple of meets, when I see like the newest generation like Accords and Civics all parked together,
Same thing.
I can't really tell the difference.
This one's
Honestly,
bigger.
I can't. Yeah, they're just big body sedans,
Yeah.
but I cannot tell.
They're so big,
the
too.
difference.
Taking it a step further, they all Hondas of this current generation have the same flat front end. There's nothing on the front end that distinguishes it to that specific model. They all have a very flat front end. I was like, oh, this is boring.
I think like Frank's generation, I think that was the last of like kind of the unique chassis shape, and then after that it just kind of started blending. It just became that same kind of that oval, and that was it.
Yeah. We're actually the last generation of enthusiasts who really enjoy the gasoline stuff. I don't care if it's low, it's just the smell, the sound. I know he wants to go electric on his stupid van.
I really want to go electric on my van because I've distinguished that there is a difference between the two. If I wanted the visceral sensation, I have my Accord. Now for daily driving, there is something to say about driving a car that's just quiet, smooth, and if all I'm going to be doing is running errands, then that's what I want.
That makes perfect sense. There is a place for electric, but I actually, better than the electric though, I still think that the hybrid
100%
overall is a better option, just because you have that flexibility, you have that
100%.
range, and it's easier I think to adapt an existing fuel system to a hybrid than to go forward.
I wholeheartedly agree, and that's the reason why Toyota has outwardly said for many years, we're not going to go electric, we're going to remain hybrid because we believe that's much more efficient to the overall earth goal, so to speak, than being electric.
Yeah, because they have those systems that if you just take off the transmission, they have the unit that can slip between the transmission and the engine and help make it a hybrid. So, and that's way easier than doing a full EV conversion.
Go ahead, say you disagree. I'm waiting for Frank to agree with you guys, and then I can be like, I disagree. Storm off. I know like what's his name? Rywire doing those EV swaps to EGs and things like that. It's cool. They boogie, they move fast. Give me a clapped out D series that I can hear and say, I don't know. I'm weird, man.
Wait, I wanted to add to a point that I think it was you who mentioned just a few moments ago that the cars are becoming more and more rare, and I think we as Southern California residents, even California residents, take that extremely for granted, because we still see our cars on the road used on a daily function. Those cars don't exist on the East Coast in a daily manner whatsoever. So if we think it's rare here, how the heck is it on the East Coast, Northeast?
100%.
Yeah.
The thing we take, it's funny, we take for granted just the community and culture in general.
Look at the weather right now.
Exactly.
It's gonna be 70 today.
Yeah, and we're wearing sweaters.
Yes.
But other than that, like, there's so many different events that we can go to. Like right now, I'm sure we can pull up our phone and find something, And that's something that I treasure. That's why,
half of the country has to put away their project cars for half of the year, and that's
it's not
it.
a question if you want to or no. You can be number one, your car can be driven. Period. Number two, salt, rust. No, yeah, it's. I get you guys. But the más Frank.
That sandwich is in the spot now, huh?
Yeah, oh man, it was super good.
I was laughing because Frank ordered, and he doesn't want to answer too many questions, and it was like the longest. It was the longest order I've ever heard. The guy kept saying, "Oh, could you want this?" Sure, and then Frank kept taking a step further and further. I swear, he was like almost by the city area. He was like, "Nah, no avocado." They're like, "What kind of bread?" And I kept laughing because he kept walking away.
You just wrapping a
'Cause
tortilla.
I thought it was just like I don't know, like let me get that.
No.
As it is, but it was
Yeah, like whatever. it comes.
What kind of bread? And mayo or no mayo? Or do you want wheat? Like, oh man, that's crazy, dude.
that is really good right now, actually. That and then just balance it out with a smoothie. I'm good right now.
So you drink more coffee after this? This is it.
This is it for the day. Because after this, I might head by